All right, let's get into it. Today, we're going to try and rewire our brains a little, using the amazing ideas from Anton Spraul's book, Think Like a Programmer. Because this isn't just about learning to code, it's about learning how to creatively solve problems.
And this quote, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? So many of us get totally bogged down in semicolons and keywords, but Sproul's whole point is that we're missing the forest for the trees. The real magic, the real skill, is in the thinking that happens before you ever write a single line of code.
You know that feeling, right? That moment you're staring at a blank editor and it feels like your brain just freezes. It's this super common and, let's be honest, super frustrating experience. But what if I told you there's a way through that paralysis? Well, here's the secret. The answer isn't to cram more C++ or Python syntax into your head. It's about building a mental framework, like a set of tools you can pull out to systematically take apart any problem that comes your way. So, let's start building that very toolkit. We're going to walk through the core techniques that master programmers use, a lot of the time without even realizing it. And the best part? You can apply these to any problem in any language. First up is a big one: divide the problem. You see, a huge, intimidating task is really just a bunch of smaller, much less scary tasks all bundled together. The goal here is to keep breaking it down until each little piece is so small that solving it feels obvious. We're turning a mountain into a pile of pebbles. Next in our toolkit, reduce the problem. And honestly, this one is a total game changer. If you can't solve the big, complex problem, then just don't. Solve an easier version of it instead. Strip away the tricky parts, simplify the goal, and find the absolute simplest version of the task you can imagine. This gives you a starting point and helps you build momentum. And finally, look for analogies. You know, every problem you solve is another tool you can use in the future. You start to build this mental library of solutions. So when a new problem pops up, you can ask yourself, hey, what does this remind me of? Have I seen something kind of like this before? Okay, I know these ideas can feel a little bit abstract, so let's make them concrete with a classic riddle. Imagine a farmer needs to get a fox, a goose, and a sack of corn across a river. The catch is, the boat only fits the farmer and one other item. Oh, and you can't leave the fox alone with the goose, and you can't leave the goose alone with the corn. So, how do you do it? Take a look at this solution. Now, most people get stuck around step 3. It feels like a dead end. But here's the key insight, the aha moment. Undoing a step, like bringing the goose back, is a totally valid and necessary move. Who thinks about going backward, right? But by dividing the problem into these individual trips, the solution becomes just a simple sequence of steps. No magic here, just pure logic. Okay, so how does a puzzle about a fox and a goose help us write actual code? Well, the connection is more direct than you think. That exact same step-by-step problem-dividing logic is what turns a complex coding challenge into a totally manageable task. Take this little puzzle, for example. Printing a sideways triangle of hash symbols. Just staring at the full shape can be pretty intimidating. But what if we use our divide the problem technique? You can see it's really two separate, much simpler problems, right? It's just a triangle that grows and then a triangle that shrinks, and we definitely know how to solve those individually. All right, let's try another one, this time to show off problem reduction. The goal here is to print this half-pyramid pattern. Again, you might not immediately know how to write the loops to make this happen. So, what do we do when we're stuck? We reduce the problem. So what is the absolute dead simple version of this task? Forget printing 5 decreasing lines. How about we just print one line of 5 hashes? You know how to do that. It's a simple loop. And once you've coded that, you can build on it. You've found your starting point. You have officially beaten the blank screen. So, what does this all mean? It means these techniques aren't just a few isolated tricks. They actually combine to form a reliable process, your own personal strategy for tackling any programming problem. So here it is, your master plan. First, and this is crucial, always have a plan. Don't just start typing and hope for the best. Take that big problem and divide it into smaller pieces. If a piece is still too hard, reduce it to its simplest form and start right there. And as you go, always be on the lookout for those analogies and patterns you can reuse. This is how you really build confidence and skill.
So there you have it. You have the toolkit, you have the master plan. The next time you find yourself staring at that blank screen, you'll know exactly what to do. The only question left is, what problem are you going to solve first?